the next lures we are going to make are a couple of squid jigs or squid lures. So one of them is going to kind of look like a prawn, this one, but it's in two pieces. Basically 2 bits of wood, a traced, glued together, cut out, shaped. And the other one's going to be like a little fish. It's relatively small. So I've already cut these out. So the fish one will be about almost 9 centimeters. It will have an umbrella hook arrangement added to it. So we'll be drilling a hole, adding it in there, adding a line tie at the front and some weight in the belly. There'll be some weight in the belly on this. And then this one, the prawn, will also have an umbrella hook in it, but I will be hollowing out the inside and putting weight in it. We're going to make 2 at once. All of the cutting and sanding and shaping is already done. You can see this is looks like a bit of pine. Not sure what that came from. This fish shape, I think this came from an old pallet. Bit of wood from an old pallet, again, some kind of pine. Yeah, so we're going to make a pair of squid jigs. I will be basically hollowing out a little bit on each side to fit this in. The prawn before I add the hook on is a bit over 10 centimeters, 101 millimeters. Once the umbrella hook is added, it'll be about almost 12 centimeters long. But we will weigh them to show the blank weight. So the fish squid jig is 5.8 grams to start with, and the prawn squid lure 8 grams blank weight. The umbrella hook is 1.9 grams, and each one of the screw in hook eyes, line ties are 0.4 grams. Just in case you're wondering how big they are, they're about 25 mil, so 2.5 centimeters from point to point. Making sure that it's about right. It needs to come over this way a bit more, like that, so it follows the... Based on the calculations, would need to add about somewhere between 10 and 15 grams to this lure based on its buoyancy and its current weight. It started off as 8 grams. The calculator says somewhere between 10 and 15 grams, depending on whether you want a slow sink or a fast sink. And for this little fella, somewhere between 8 and 12 grams. This started off as 5 grams. It's got a slightly different buoyancy to this. So some weight to the front, so it sinks down, then you pull it up and it sinks down again. And similar to this, the weight will go in there, probably one there and one there. Hollowing out the belly of the prawn squid jig I just drew some lines. I just drew a rough shape to hollow out that I'm going to put the ballast in. I will Dremel that down. This is the end for the, so I need to carve out a bit of a hollow for the hook hanger. Perfect. There we go. You can see I hollowed out his belly so that I can fill it with lead or bismuth. We might actually use lead this time. And I drilled a hole. It's quite a big hole because I want a lot of epoxy in there to hold it. So, and this is what this one's gonna look like. I drilled his eyes and for the ballast. So weighed out some lead. Going to use lead this time. Lead will fill those two holes and those two holes. See the lead's melted. It now weighs 21.9. Full of lead. 15.4 grams. And as always, super glue, baking soda. Time to start sanding.
This is slow setting epoxy, well, slowish setting. It sets in about 45 minutes. It's not quick set.
We will fill all the holes. Leave it like that.
Time to seal the wood. And I do have a fan running in the background to blow the fumes away. Just think it's going to be easier to seal this wood before I glue the umbrella hook in. The glue's set, now time to sand it. To sand back all the resin, the over. Drill the eye sockets. It's ready to seal. Sanded it with 80 grit, then 120 grit. 120 grit smooth enough. Once I've sealed it and the super glue is dried, I'll sand over it with 400 grit.
Time to put the base coat on. As always, start with white. Time for eyes. Wondering, I'm thinking the blue ones probably. They do look good. Those ones look alright too. We might go them. Finished painted lures, ready for clear coat. I'm going to use a UV resin clear coat. We're going to be using this UV resin as a clear coat. Oh, that's too much. And the UV resin cures with UV light, sunlight or a UV torch. You don't need to mix this. It's already pre-mixed, but just mixing it to mix in the mica. UV resin sets in minutes versus hours of the other clear coat that I use. And the rotisserie is in the sun, so I'll put it in the sun in a minute. Just make sure it's fully covered. Looks like it is. And the finished weight of the little fish squid lure or squid jig is 20.6 grams. And 27.5 for the prawn squid lure. And there they are, finished lures. Two squid jigs, two slightly different. Quite bright colours. Two coats of UV resin. Hope you enjoyed yet another lure making video. Once again, thanks for watching.